up, Jay? Can you hear me? 7 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. I know it might be a little loud. I only got 25% on my phone. If you can hear me, let me know. All right. So I want to talk about, hold on, I'm about to pull up somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, 25%. Fresno, I've heard of it. I don't know where Fresno is at. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how close that is to Houston. We're gonna have to look that up, okay? Why, Jay? Oh, is Fresno, is that where the Karmelo thing happened? We're gonna have to look that up. I'm about to pull up. Somewhere. Hold on. Let me know. Let me know. What are you talking at? All right. So I'm about to pull up real quick. About to go to this little store, but I just want to go live real quick. Talk to y'all. Because remember, I told you about this the other day. And I told you that right now our energy is being manipulated. And I just want to remind you guys, this isn't going to be a long stream at all. I only have like 20% on my phone. But I want to remind everyone that right now our energy is being manipulated and harvested. So it's important to remain calm, remain focused, and remain stable, right? And focus on the things that you can do something about. Focus on the things that you can change. Focus on the things in your life that you can make better. Right now, you know, it's kind of hard to understand or to really grasp reality versus social media, right? Because I've asked you guys before, like, is social media the same thing as online? You know what I mean? And I'll ask you guys again, do you think social media is different than online? Is social media not real and offline is real? Or is it all real? Is social media more real than this reality? I don't know. But I just want to kind of pick your brains real quick, because so today we had something happen where, and again, I'm only speaking on it. Everybody's speaking on it, so I'm not anybody important. And I haven't even watched the video. I don't know if you guys have watched the video. Is there a video of this interaction, this Karmelo Anthony thing? Remember, when this thing happened, I was in jail. So I remember you guys were telling me about it. When you guys were talking about Karmelo Anthony and telling me about Karmelo Anthony, I'm like, Karmelo Anthony? I'm like, Karmelo Anthony caught a body? What? They're like, no, not the basketball player Karmelo Anthony. No, it's another Karmelo Anthony. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the video. I don't know what's going on. I could just go off of word of mouth. There's he said, she said, and then there's the truth. Can somebody put that in the chat? There's he said, there's she said, and then there's the truth. I don't know what the truth is because I haven't even researched it. Does anybody in here know what actually happened with the Carmelo Anthony case? I mean, I've heard that he was in high school. He went to a track meet. He had a knife, and some white kids surrounded him, and then he defended himself allegedly and stabbed the dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do want to say there is some form of energy manipulation going on. What up, Bryce? Bryce, have you seen the video? And if there is no video, because Bryce says the video hasn't been made public, the first question is, why has the video not been made public? The second question is, if the video hasn't been made public, how do we know one way or the other? Why is everybody on both sides so sure of what allegedly happened? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. And remember, like, this is the thing. There's only a very small percentage of people, and I'm going to play you guys some videos on another day when I have my studio set up, because there's like a whole lot of videos going on around this. People laughing at the brother, you know. I have a lot to say, but I'm just kind of just digesting everything. But I guess I just want to know, like, is social media real, you know? And because I went to the mall today, I stopped at the mall. I had to pick something up at the mall, and I was just like, I don't know if I was tripping, but like I felt like people were looking at me or something. I don't know. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Like, has anybody been out today after this verdict? And if you don't know, the dude, this young boy named Karmelo Anthony with a K, killed a YT boy in high school. And I don't know too much about the case, but one side is saying it was self-defense. The other side said it was murder. He was just found guilty of murder. And the last I heard right before I logged on here was that he just got sentenced to 35 years. I don't know if that report was true or not, but I think they said he got sentenced to 35 years. So there's that. There's people laughing and celebrating. Black people. There's black people celebrating and laughing and making memes and making videos, making AI videos. I saw a black person repost an AI video of Karmelo going to jail with baby oil in his hand, like he was about to get raped in there. And that's just disgusting. On a side note, I think it's really weird. I'm going to just say this because this is on a side note and I just have a bunch of stuff in my head. What up, Jennifer? I think it's really weird, people's fascination with men getting raped in prison. Remember, I went to prison. I did not get raped. Right hand up to the man. All praises be to the Most High God. I did not get raped in prison. But I find it really, really weird, on a side note, how people have this fascination, almost going back years and years, fascination with people getting raped in prison. The joke, oh yeah, he's gonna be Bubba's boyfriend and all this other weird shit. Okay, let's just say he did kill that boy, right? They got into a fight and he stabbed him. Okay, he's already going to jail. He's already a felon. He's already going to be away from his family. You want him to get raped in prison? I want to show you guys the video too. Actually, I'll probably post a video on my maybe on my shorts. I might post a video on my shorts and ask you guys what you think of it. But you know, for it to be somebody raped in prison, it's just really weird. It's just really weird. On a side note, you think Karmelo deserves to get raped? Where does that come from? So I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts right now, and I just kind of just felt like I wanted to talk to you guys real quick, because it's like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, I went out to the mall today, and I don't know why I felt like certain people were looking at me, like looking to see if I was affected or looking to see if I was tripping out, or maybe I'm tripping. Hopefully I'm tripping, but I just feel like, okay, let me back it up. The reason why I brought up social media in real life is this. There's some people, a lot of people actually, who aren't even really on social media like that. Like, for instance, when I was in jail, I wasn't able to get on social media. So the only things I knew about what was going on in social media was if somebody told me on a live stream, or the few people that I talked to when I was calling people in there, and they told me what's going on in social media. So let's just say if you're homeless, or you don't even have a computer, you don't have a cell phone, and you're just working, you probably won't even know about this Karmelo Anthony case. So maybe I'm tripping. But then there is a large portion of people who do know about this case, even if they didn't research it. It's just thrown into your algorithm. Because remember, I told you, our energy is being harvested. Somebody put that in the chat. Our energy is being manipulated. Our emotions are being manipulated. So even on whether you're white, black, Asian, remember the Asian thing that went on just recently, the Asian dude just got off for killing a black boy, but then the black boy went to jail for killing a white man. It's just so much shit going on. And regardless of what side you're on of this aisle, because remember, a real righteous person should just be involved with the truth. In other words, you should just be, and forgive me, I don't know, my hair looks all crazy. You should just be concerned with the truth, regardless of what race you are, regardless of what race this person is. You should always be involved with the truth. But more people, I'd say at least 85 to 90% of people are going to ride with their own race. Whether you're black, you're white, you're gay, whatever, you're going to ride with your own group. And it is what it is, you know. But I just felt really weird today when I went out to the mall, because I just felt like people who weren't black were like looking at me like, hi, hey, it's almost like, did you know about that Karmelo thing, right? I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm tripping. You think I'm bugging? Raise your hand. Talk to me in the chat. Am I bugging? You think I'm bugging? Or is it like this? Like let's just say like the George Floyd thing. When the George Floyd thing happened, it's like, even if you're black, it doesn't matter if you cared about the story or not. You were already thrown into the story because you're black. So with this Karmelo thing, I almost feel like this is another, and now I think it's going to be a big backlash over this verdict. It's going to be a big falling out. But remember, I talked to you about it before. There was the OJ case. There was the Rodney King case. There was the George Floyd case. There was the Trayvon Martin case. All of these different racial cases where it stirs up the emotions of the country on both sides. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, I believe our energy is being harvested and manipulated. And I think it's important that we acknowledge that. Yeah, I found it really weird when I went out today, because it's like, and I think maybe I'm just bugging. I think maybe I'm just like paranoid or something, but it's like, I feel like people want us to feel a way about the Asian dude that killed the black dude, or the Karmelo Anthony case. But then there, like I said, fair enough, there might be a lot of people walking around that don't even know about this stuff. So maybe that's the weird thing about like social media, is that it kind of blurs the line between reality and fiction, or reality and the cyber world. Because if you're involved in social media at any level, you kind of don't know what is real anymore. You kind of don't know what you should be, how you should feel about a thing, or how other people feel about a thing. It's like, you can't just live your life normally because, oh, well, did you hear about the George Floyd thing? You know what I mean? Everybody in this world right now knows who George Floyd is, whether you like him, love him, agree with him. If you think he died of fentanyl, you think he died of a knee on his neck, whatever. Everybody in this world knows who George Floyd is. And that's because of social media. I need you guys to understand that. Nobody would really know if George Floyd about that situation if it just happened in a vacuum. If it just happened somewhere in Minnesota, he would have just been another nigga dead, right? But because of social media, because of the news, everybody knew about the George Floyd thing. And then once you know about that, now you have your own opinion about that. I wish I could play you some of the videos of some of the stuff that I'm seeing right now, but I'm probably do another live stream about this soon, or I might even post some of the videos to my channel just so y'all can see. I just saw a disgusting video, dog, and maybe it's because I'm black, or maybe it's because I've been to prison, or maybe it's because I have kids around the same age as this Karmelo dude, but I just don't find nothing funny about somebody going to prison, you know, and people say, oh, he shouldn't have brought a knife. And I don't know the logistics of the story, but from what I gather, he didn't premeditate. He didn't go somewhere to kill someone. He wasn't just waiting in the bushes to jump out on a nigga to kill someone. That's what I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. If somebody has the evidence to prove that he just had a knife and he just went somewhere to purposely kill someone like a serial killer, then I guess. But I don't think that that's really what happened. And so I want y'all to see the video that somebody made. They made an AI video of Karmelo Anthony walking in prison with baby oil in his hand and a bunch of buff black men standing around him, insinuating that, oh, now he's going to prison and now he's going to get raped in prison. And it's just like, y'all are weird for even going there in your mind. What normal person is thinking about a man getting raped by another man, a buff black man in prison? That somebody got to break that psychology down for me. And why is it so normalized and even funny to a lot of people to talk about men getting raped in prison? Where does that come from? I thought rape wasn't funny. I thought my body, my choice, and, you know, all this type of stuff. When did rape become funny? Oh, rape becomes funny when you're in jail. But I thought jail was supposed to be for rehabilitation. So which one is it? Is jail for rehabilitation or is jail for rape? And if jail is not for rehabilitation, okay, then you're telling me jail is for rape? So even if I stole, it doesn't matter what I did, as long as I'm in prison, it's funny to rape me in prison. So somebody has to break this down for me. And if y'all don't know what video I'm talking about, I'm gonna post the video. I will post the video, and I want to see y'all's reaction to it, because it's a whole bunch of people in the comments. A black woman posted this video. A black woman posted a video of Karmelo Anthony, an AI video of him walking through prison, like his first day in prison, with baby oil in his hand and a purse in his hand, with a bunch of buff black guys welcoming him to prison like he's about to get raped. First of all, I don't know too much about the politics of prison, but if he killed a white man and it's a big racial case, I don't think a bunch of black men are going to rape him. I think if anything, black men are going to congratulate him and ride for him. If anything, he might have a problem with the white boys in there, but I don't know. I didn't spend enough time in prison to even know the politics, the racial politics and all that, but it's just weird, bro. It's a bunch of weird stuff going on. And, you know, even with this, what's the dude's name? Daniel Chow. No, what's his name? What's the dude's name? Rick Chow, the Asian dude who allegedly killed, or whatever, he killed the young black boy that was allegedly, he thought he was stealing and all this stuff. When that happened, which was what, last week or something like that? When that happened, I went to work and I saw some people, like, not just at work, but I've seen and allegedly right now we have a boycott going around. I don't know how real that is. Is that real? Remember, social media, is social media real? Because social media right now is saying that Black people need to boycott Asian businesses. Is that real, or is that just some social media talk? Because we know before social media, when people said we're going to boycott like the buses and stuff like that, we really did it. But we didn't have social media. But now on social media, they say we're going to boycott. And let me go up in this store real quick, and I'm going to talk to you. Hopefully my internet doesn't cut off in this store. But I only have like 20% on this phone, so. But I seen a few Asian people. I seen some Asian people recently, and I'm thinking to myself, do they know about this Rick Chow case? And do these random, what do you think? Do these Asian people walking around know about this Rick Chow case, and they're just keeping it hush hush? Do they know? Do they feel like paranoid about how we feel about it? Do they hear about Black people possibly wanting to boycott them, or maybe even do more than that? What do you guys think? Or am I just tripping? Is social media just only online? Because remember, somebody go to your phone right now. I bet you every one of y'all that's watching right now has been on your phone for at least 4 to 5 hours today. The average person, I mean, shit, I don't know. I don't know how much the average person spends on their phone, but if it's anything like me or the people I know, I mean, I'm talking about the little times you're on your phone throughout the day. You checking your phone, you checking your internet, you on TikTok, you're on YouTube. If you add up all those minutes and seconds, you've been on your phone for damn near half the day, but 7-8 hours of the day. So you're telling me these people don't know about these cases going on? Like, what up, Buckshot? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. I don't know the difference between reality and social media anymore. I don't know the difference between reality and social media. So maybe I'm just bugging. I want to know what you guys think about that. I didn't want to come and do a long stream today. My internet might start tripping in here. Let me know in the chat if my internet's tripping, because last time I came in here, the internet was kind of messing up. Let me read some comments real quick. They most likely don't care. I'm unsure if the Target boycott was real. I think the Target boycott was real to an extent. I think a lot of people did. If I'm not mistaken, somebody got to do the research on that, but I think Target did see like a big decrease in sales. But then there's also the fact that it wasn't just Black people boycotting Target. Remember, Target got under fire before Black people were trying to boycott it, before the DEI thing. If anybody knows anything about Target, a few years before the DEI thing, Target had this thing going on. Do y'all remember that? I was bringing that out. I had a lot of videos about that when Target was doing the Pride Month thing. A lot of YT people got in their feelings because, you know, they were bringing out all this stuff for Pride Month. You know what I mean? And they had like kids clothes with rainbows on it, and they had kids onesies with the booty out or something like that. They had all type of revealing kids clothes and pride clothes for the kids, and in the front section it was all this stuff about you know what, let me just get this one. I might as well just get this. Yeah, so remember, the reason why people, allegedly Black people, were boycotting Target was because they said that they were gonna stop the DEI hires and da 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 da. But it wasn't just black people that was boycotting Target. A lot of white people had already been boycotting Target because of the Pride Month stuff they were doing. So they had to get rid of that Pride Month stuff because the average white Americans were like, we're not supporting this. You know what I mean? A lot of people forget that. It wasn't just us who was boycotting Target, but a lot of us were. So, and allegedly, I didn't do the research on it, but from what I understand, Target lost a lot of business, even to this day. I think that the CEO of Target got like fired or something. I don't know. Hold on one second. So the question is, do these things even work? And you know, I dang near Bryce, are you still in the chat? Bryce, I kind of wanted to do like what am I trying to say? I kind of wanted to how you doing? Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a old school J-LEETHAL video. You know, if y'all been following me for a while, you'll know that I used to do a lot of hands-on videos. Like before I had my studio and stuff like that, I was doing all of my videos on my phone like this, and I was doing like hands-on interviews. I was going up to people. I kind of want to go up to people again and start asking questions. Like I want to go ask some random people, have you heard about this Rick Child case? I would do that. I would go up to random Asian people. Hey, have you heard about the Rick Child case? What do you think about this? What do you think about black people calling for a boycott of Asian businesses because of the mistreatment that they've faced historically by a lot of Asian businesses? What do you think about that? I want to know, because Jay says he doesn't think they know or care. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, at this point, I just kind of want to go back into reporter mode, because I do believe a lot of our emotions are being manipulated. Thank you. I do believe a lot of our emotions are being manipulated right now through this social media stuff. Let me see. I did that once on this channel, Jay. I don't remember. Maybe. That's what I used to do. That's how I got popping on my first channel, was just going out with this phone and just getting it in the field. I went to the George Floyd thing. I was doing random interviews on the street with random people. But I kind of want to get back to that but I got to get myself right first, because I'll be sitting here trying to take care of everybody else but myself. So I need to take care of myself before I take care of anybody else. Hold on one second. But social media is a weird thing, man. It's like, are we being manipulated by social media? Are we rightfully angry? Obviously, a lot of our anger is righteous indignation, but is it just a black versus white thing? And are we being biased or unbiased as a culture? Not just black people, but everybody. Because when it comes down to some of these racial cases, I feel like people just be split down the lane, black versus white. It don't even really be about what actually happened anymore. You know, and now the last I saw is that a lot of black people are upset and they're crying. I've seen a lot of black people crying over this Karmelo Anthony case because he got sentenced to jail. I seen them physically crying and physically ready to fight. I feel like, I don't want to over exaggerate, but I feel like this is some type of shit where shit is about to pop off, because remember, it's not just about Karmelo Anthony. When people talk, oh, it's not about just about him. It's not just about Rick Child. There's so many dynamics that's been going on for so many years It's not just about George Floyd. It's not just about Trayvon Martin. It's not just about Martin Luther King. Don't you understand that? And so now, even on the black side, it's hard for us to even think logically anymore, because now we just, at this point, we just see red, because, oh, you gonna keep on fucking us over. I don't even care no more. Fuck it. We about to crash out. You know, and that's what I mean about the energy being manipulated. I was asking if black women are homophobic. I remember asking that question, but I don't remember asking it to actual black women. I do remember asking that question. I just don't remember if I was asking actual black women around. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, black women are very homophobic when it comes time to dating. But if it's to be their best friend, you can be gay. But ask an average black woman what she thinks about if she found out her dude used to mess with other dudes. Ask her how she truly feels. She's not going to be like, oh, that's okay. No. But that's a whole nother story. Jennifer says things are about to get worse. And that's kind of how I feel, but I don't know if I'm just tripping, maybe I'm just too caught up in social media. Hold on. Because my battery's already low. Hold on. And I don't want people listening to me anyway. Jennifer says she feels like things are about to get worse. I feel like things might be getting worse too, because remember, you got all these back-to-back cases. Now you got the Asian dude who killed the black boy and got off. Now you got the black boy who killed the white dude and he goes to prison. And of course, these are different cases. They have different evidence and they're different jurisdictions, but it's just the optics of it, right? On social media, 1 week you have an Asian dude chase down a black boy and kill him, and they say that, and everybody wants to say that's justified. But now you have a black boy that kills a white boy who allegedly was being attacked. Now that's not justified. But then you had Kyle Rittenhouse, who's a white dude who went across state lines with a gun, and he got a so-called attack, killed them, and he got off, and that's justified. And it's almost like the goalpost keeps on getting moved. And I'm not allowing myself to get riled up over this case. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. It's not because I don't love black people. It's not because I don't feel bad for this kid or whatever. It's just I got my own stuff going on. I need to make sure I get off, you know what I'm saying? I stay free out of prison. I got to make sure I keep a roof over my head. I got to make sure, you know, that I have say my prayers for my children. I got to make sure I keep my job. I got racism going on at the job. I made a video the other day, go watch it, a live stream video about, and I want y'all to look at the comment that I pinned on my most recent live stream video. I just did a recent live stream video. Please go press the thumbs up on it, where I asked, you know, how do you deal with racism at work, right? And I talked about dealing with that because I work at a Mexican restaurant, and I'm the only like black dude there at a Mexican restaurant. And I gave my story about how this Mexican dude was like, I overheard him saying in Spanish that he didn't want to take a black table. And I talked about that. Somebody came on my comments and said, well, and I'm paraphrasing, he said something to the effect of, well, racism will stop when y'all black people start behaving better. I want to break that down real quick, because I feel like that's one of the most not only disrespectful and incorrect and belittling things to say, but it's just ignorant. It's just ignorant and untrue and just stupid. I mean, I hate to use that word, but it's just so you. And I want you to go read that comment. Somebody really came on. I told the story of me dealing with racism at work, and seeing racism happen to the black customers at my job that didn't do anything. Mind you, these black customers that came into my job haven't done anything except be black. And you have some fool coming on with no profile picture talking about, well, you know, racism will stop when black people just get their act together. When they get better behavior, then they'll get better results. There will be no more racism when black people just stop whatever, black on black crime, you know, then they go into that. Well, you guys are doing black on black crime. You guys are sagging your pants and, you know, 50%, you're only 13% of the population, but you're 50% of the jail population and all these other things that we've heard over and over and over. I want to tell you guys this, for everybody who's listening, that I don't care if you agree with me or you disagree with me. Listen to this. For anybody who says that black people are only getting racism directed at them because how they act, tell me why we were getting racism against us during slavery. What were we doing during this? I'm talking 1700 and in 1619. What were we doing? Shit, even in 1920 and 21, when Black Wall Street was around, what were we doing in 1921 to America? Were we sagging our pants, like you said? Were we just overwhelmingly on welfare, and were we shoplifting and whatever, killing each other and black on black crime? What were we doing when we were hanging from trees? Were we just a menace to society back then? Because if you're going to be honest about it, the black community did not start even being menaces to society until, let's just call it, the 1970s. Up until the 1960s, shit, we were just trying to literally survive. We didn't have no time to be menaces to nobody. We didn't even have any fucking freedom. It wasn't until the 1970s, which, by the way, is around the same time the black father was removed from the household systematically, and I talked about that already. But see, again, there's two things. Either it's like Ice Cube said in that movie Boys in the Hood. It's like either they don't know, they don't show, or they just don't give a fuck about what's going on in the hood. And that's just some real ass shit. Because all these stupid arguments, that's telling me that you either don't know the truth of how we've been placed in this situation, or you simply don't care and you're just dismissing it, which makes you disingenuous. I would rather you just be ignorant and not know, because maybe if you don't know, then we could have a real conversation and I could teach you some things and you could put that in your perspective. I remember there was this Hispanic dude in prison with me. His name was Leoberto. Shout out to Leoberto. He's still locked up. He had a 5-year sentence. This dude named Leoberto, we used to call him Leo. He was in prison with me, and we lived in the same dorm, and we used to have deep debates all the time. He was like a Spaniard Hispanic dude, and he used to make his little jokes about black people, and I used to make my little jokes about his people, and we used to get into deep debates and sometimes even arguments. I remember one time he was telling me about, well, black people don't do this, and why don't they just come together and da-da-da. And I told him, have you ever heard about Black Wall Street? And he said, what is that? And to this day, if you ask Leoberto, and he's like 35 years old, he called his son that night. His son is like 18. He called his son that night and asked him to look up Black Wall Street. His son had to Google it, and they both found out that day what Black Wall Street is and the whole story behind it, how it got dismantled and everything. He had to come and apologize to me. This so-called Hispanic dude who was low-key racist, he had to come and say, Josh, I had no idea about Black Wall Street, and you know what? You're right, and you changed my perception on a lot of shit. Because the fact of the matter is he literally didn't know, and he was just going with the idea that everybody pushes to perpetrate, to say, oh, yeah, we don't do enough, and black people don't ever try, and they're just on welfare, and they're just killing each other and destroying their own neighborhoods. Which, by the way, I brought that video out, or those multiple videos out in 2020. The average people who were rioting during 2020 and breaking cop cars and jumping on shit and burning shit down were not even black people. It's white people, Latino people, Asian people. I got the videos still in my bank of all the non-black people that were destroying businesses and tearing down their own neighborhoods in 2020. Yes, you better believe it. But again, it goes back down to the knowledge, right? The knowledge of these things. A lot of these people either don't have the knowledge, or they don't even want to change their mind. Remember, cognitive dissonance is a thing where cognitive dissonance is the psychological phenomenon where you are introduced to a set of evidence that contradicts your current belief system, and now you're at war with yourself. Go look up cognitive dissonance. Somebody put that in the chat. Cognitive dissonance. Go look that up. This is a psychological thing. When somebody brings you evidence that contradicts what you've already held true in your heart for your entire life, but it's hardcore evidence, but it contradicts what you already think. Now your brain is all fucked up. You don't know how to feel, and it can result in multiple different reactions. You can just laugh it off. You can get angry. You can try to dismiss it, or you can actually come to the conclusion that, hey, I need to research this and I need to change my thought patterns. So I'm just kind of going on a rant right now about this kind of whole thing. But again, I don't know. Is social media, is it real? Is it fake? You know, because you can say it's fake, but hell, when that George Floyd shit popped off, that was social media that popped off that George Floyd shit. And that shit went all the way to France. Niggas was in France. Niggas was in Spain popping off. So how fake is social media? People want to claim social media isn't real, but at some point we got to come to the conclusion that social media is part of our reality, because it's not, although there are AI bots and stuff in social media, it's real people right now in this comment section on social media. This is social media. What I'm doing right now is social media. So just because I have a camera on me, does that mean it's fake? But then again, how many people out here walking around are hearing about this Rick Chow case? How many people out here walking around are hearing about this Karmelo Anthony case and seeing an average black person, and now they're mad at us because they think we're boycotting their stores, or they're mad at us because they think we support this or that, and we're about to riot because of this or that. And you have to understand social engineering too. Social engineering is a thing. You know what I mean? Social engineering is a thing, and you better believe that these people on social media, these people that run social media, should I say, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musks, these people, you better believe that they understand algorithms. They know who to push, what to push. They know that you're being energetically drained and manipulated by this. They know that people are crying over these verdicts. What do y'all think in the comments? Jay says the most intelligent and articulate black man is still a nigga and will be treated as so. I'm glad you know that at your young age, Jay, because guess what? The fact of the matter is you are still a nigga. Remember, Jay-Z had that song, The Story of OJ. You're still a nigga regardless. Or better yet, even as Kanye said, he said, even if you're in a Benz, you're still a nigga in a coupe. And that's the fact that we have to understand at the end of the day. And I wish it wasn't like that. I do wish it wasn't like that. But the fact of the matter is, it's very much like that. And people can pretend like social media doesn't have an effect on them, or it doesn't affect their psychology. But 9 times out of 10, if they're acting like it doesn't, they're lying, because even I have been affected by social media and the stories on social media. Do I have to bring up the brick lady situation again and what that did to the Black community, even though the people that were involved with that were not Black American? Do I have to bring up? Remember, that brick lady situation, that shit didn't fuck up the Somalian community. That shit didn't fuck up the Nigerian community. That shit didn't fuck up the Congolese community, the Ghanaian community. That brick situation fucked up the Black American community. And it wasn't even a Black American woman who set that shit off and lied about it. And yeah, she went to jail or she got on probation, but that story, that's still fucked up. Remember, the apology is never as loud as the violation. Remember, even though she went to jail, people brush that shit off. Cognitive dissonance. Again, let me see if somebody put that in the chat. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when everybody who was talking about that lady got hit with a brick, then you pulled out the evidence that she lied and even went to jail for lying. And okay, never mind. Well, people do get hit with bricks. You're moving the goalpost now. It went from she got hit with a brick and niggas didn't help her to, once you realize that was a lie, now you're saying, well, it probably has happened somewhere before. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the hypothetical scenario of a nigga who did hit somebody with a brick. You're not going to just say, damn, I was psychologically manipulated into getting up in an uproar over some shit that was a lie. And I probably started looking at Black men all type of fucked up about this. I mean, and let's just keep it a buck. How many people are nurses? How many people are being psychologically manipulated by these stories to hate Black men or hate Asian people, whatever you're psychologically manipulated to do, but you're in a position like a nurse. You're in a position like a teacher. You're in a position like a police officer where you have somebody's life in your hands. Has anybody ever thought about those effects? The effects of somebody, let's just say, you hate this social media shit got you really hating Black people, or you really hate Black men because some shit you saw on social media. Now you're emotionally unstable and you want to fuck a nigga up, and you're a nurse. Now you go do malpractice or fuck up their medication or some shit like that. Or you have a little Black boy in your class and you're mistreating him now because you psychologically hate Black men, or all type of shit, man. I don't think we're thinking about how deep this social media shit it goes. So with this Karmelo Anthony case, y'all, I just wanted to say, shout out to that brother. You know, it was an unfortunate situation, even for the white boy who died, because I don't know what happened. Nobody likes to see somebody die. And nobody really likes to see somebody go to prison unless they really just premeditated some shit and they're just a real menace to society, which it doesn't show any evidence that this boy had any tendencies to be a serial killer. So I don't see why people are celebrating him going to jail. If anything, it's just like, okay, well, you know, he went to jail. It is what it is. But you see people laughing on social media, making videos. I'm going to post that video right after this to my channel and watch it pop off on the shorts, and watch everybody, all the racists come in there and be laughing at the video. Watch. You like, yeah, Karmelo Anthony, oh yeah, he's gonna go get fucked in his ass by a, like, what type of weird shit are y'all on? He's gonna be Big Bubba's girlfriend in prison, yeah. Do y'all hear yourselves? I don't know, I got 12%, so I'm about to but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hold on. I hate when my fucking mic does that shit, bro. I want to know what y'all think, man. Bryce says social media is very real nowadays. Social media is very real. Right. And now remember with AI, remember, Bryce, You got AI videos. You got skits. Remember that, Bryce? Remember AI, between AI, skits, and just plain out lies like the brick lady. The brick lady lied, but you have a lot of videos that are just actual skits of people pretending that they're getting into an argument, pretending that this is going on, pretending that they have this problem, but it's all just to go viral. But everybody in the comment section thinks it's a real argument. Now they're really arguing in the comment section. Think about that, y'all. Hold on. Think about that. You got a lot of weird shit going on today. That's why I told you it's time to protect your peace, protect your energy, guys. Don't let shit throw you off your game. Focus on what you can control. Focus. Like Bryce told me the other day, I posted an old video from 2020. And Bryce was like, damn, Jay, you used to be in the field, bro. You used to run up on everybody. Yep, I sure did. And guess what? I went to prison. I was paranoid. My heart was palpitating. I was always on edge. Now, I can still do that, but I'm not going to just do that for any old reason. Now I'm going to pick and choose when I pop out and when I step out. Cuz I got a lot of shit I got to handle in my own life. Remember, somebody go look up that verse. I believe it's from the book of Timothy. I forget the scripture. Can somebody go look that up from the book of Timothy in the Bible? I want to say it's the book of Timothy, where it basically says, if you cannot control, or if you cannot take care of your own household, how then can you take care of the church? How can you help the people if you can't help your own household? Somebody find that scripture for me. So right now I'm trying to take care of my own household before I'm sitting here trying to change the world. Because guess what? You know how much shit I expose? Raise your hand if you see me ever expose some shit. Even the smallest thing. From all my classes that I did every Monday, all those Talk Your Shit Tuesdays. Remember, who's doing 5-hour live streams with straight receipts? A lot of these niggas that do 3-4 hour live streams, they're just sitting there talking, bullshitting, asking for super chats and shit like that. Who did 5-hour streams every single Monday and Tuesday night with straight receipts? And out of all the shit that I exposed, did I change anything? I mean, sure, I put y'all up on game, but did any of the shit that I exposed, did it change because I exposed it? No. I had to come to that conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Nothing all that energy I put into exposing shit and going out there to the protests and this and that, racism didn't change. The Illuminati didn't change. The LGBT agenda did not change. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to start taking care of myself. I had to just take care of myself. And I'm like, all right, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm going to keep exposing shit, but I'm not about to have a heart attack. I was on the verge of having a heart attack exposing this shit. For what? And I love y'all, but just to keep it real, a lot of y'all just be popping in and out of my live streams. A lot of y'all aren't even that loyal. I have about 7 real loyal people, and I'm not gonna call them out because they know who they are. I have about 7 real loyal people that's really fucking with me, no matter what, rain, sleet, or snow. Everybody else just pops up in and out, and I'm not even mad at y'all. Everybody gotta have a life, but I'm not about to be, you know how much money I was spending I never even told y'all about how much money that I didn't have that I was spending just to have a studio, have a hotel room to put the studio, all the studio lights, all the camera equipment, the green screen, the fucking microphone, the Wi-Fi box, because I had to go get my own Wi-Fi, my own portable Wi-Fi, that so I can do a good stream, because if I just use the hotel Wi-Fi, it will be lagging. Then I had a StreamYard, which was $25 to $50 a month just to be able to do a stream. Right now, I'm using a free StreamYard. That's why you see this StreamYard logo right here. I'm using the free version, and I go live whenever I want to. I'm not doing that Monday night shit right now. Niggas wasn't donating like they, and I hate to sound like Dr. Umar, but niggas wasn't donating to me like that. I'm sitting here going broke trying to change the world. Who the fuck do I think I am? Fuck that. I gotta change my position. I gotta change my bank account. I gotta change my family and my children before I think I can change somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't get too caught up on this Karmelo Anthony stuff. We don't know what happened, whether he did it or not, whether he deserves to be there or not. Us being mad about it, they're not gonna free him because we're mad about it. And if we go riot, they're not gonna free him because we're rioting. Let's just keep it a buck. Hold on, I'm trying to go home right now. I have to stop at the store real quick. Shit. You feel me though? You feel me, Jay? Shit. God damn. Hold on. My comments. This still right? Yeah, this is still right. Hey, guess what? You know what's the most popular song right now on social media? If y'all spend any time on social media, tell me if I'm lying. Guess what's the most popular song in the black community right now? Since we're talking about social media in the black community. Guess what's the most popping song in the black community? Where all my scamming ass bitches at? Getting that money stacked. A song celebrating scamming and boosting. Talk to me in the chat. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Woo! I don't know if y'all spend a lot of time. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Where all my scamming ass bitches at? Getting that money stacked. Yeah. That's the number one song right now in the black community. On social media and in the black community. Young Miami, spin that shit. Go listen to the song. Bragging about being a scamming ass nigga and a boosting ass bitch. Thieves, thievery, thieving. Bragging about being a thief. Oh shit, hold on. Yeah, can y'all see me? That's the number one song on social media. A song about bragging about being a thief. So are we really upset about what's going on in the black community? And remember, at all. But hold on. But we got to keep it a buck. We got to keep it a buck when it comes time to our community. I'm kind of hungry. I might put some in the oven. We got to keep it a buck when it comes to our community, y'all. You know? And remember, every nation, remember we talked about this. Every nation is already against us. Every nation is already against us. Look, I got this new artwork in my room. Look, hold on. I got this new artwork in my room. Tell me if you like it. Hold on. How do I flip this around again? Tell me if y'all like it. Why does it look? Hold on, let me see. Really look at this picture. Why is the camera like that? Really look at this picture. This is a new artwork that I got that's over my bed. This picture says 1,000 words to me. What does this picture say to you? You know, in the museum, they sit there for hours looking at the paintings and the pictures. This picture, I can sit here for hours looking at this picture. This is a very inspiring picture to me for a number of reasons. One of my favorite albums of all time, by the way. One of my favorite albums. Hold on. Yeah, but the number one song right now, where all my scamming ass niggas at. Yeah, that's what we're busy singing. And don't think it's just her that made the song. When they play that song in the clubs, you should see this shit pop off. Everybody's singing that like it's the national anthem. Like it's the national anthem. So what really are we saying, y'all? We're mad at how everybody else treats us, and rightfully so. But at what point are we going to get it together? But then again, remember, you can't expect all of us to get it together. That's the unfair thing about how they treat black people. They make it seem like, remember, going back to that dude who said, you won't experience. Go look at my most recent live stream. I pinned the comment. Some dude came in there talking about you're not going to experience racism anymore if you guys get your act together, as if there's roughly 50 million black Americans in America, give or take a few million, about 50 million. These people expect 50 million of us. They're not going to just stop being racist if a few of us get our act together. Because remember, like I said, if that was the case, okay, well, what about Black Wall Street? What about the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s, mid 1900s? What's your excuse for the racism we faced during the Emmett Till times? You can't talk about the statistics of us being murderers and drug dealers and pimps and black on black crime and sagging our pants. You can't talk about those statistics in the 1920s and 30s. We were married. We had functioning homes, even in the midst of all the racism. So to act like you're only being racist to us because we're just acting up, like you're giving us some form of tough love, and you're going to stop being racist and stop calling us niggers the moment we get it together. First of all, that's a lie. But second of all, it's unfair because no other community is expected to just all of them to act a certain way before they get treated with respect. Let's just call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some comments. Jay says we honestly can't get it together collectively. I mean, I've heard that a lot from a lot of people. I try to still hold some type of hope, but it's hard. It's hard because remember, there are a lot of upstanding, intellectual, dignified, successful, intelligent, humble black people out here. But then the loud ass niggas ruin it for all of us. And if one of the respectful, dignified, successful, intelligent, humble black people tries to get one of these ignorant Negroes on code, they're just going to end up fighting us. So it's almost like, damn, it's just fucked up because, I mean, what do you do? Truly, what can you do about it? Because the nigga is, man, it's just so deep. The nigga is, I would say the nigga is the white man's creation, which he is to the certain extent. All this nigga shit is really the creation of the white man, but it's actually deeper than that. Because remember the story of the Bible. Remember that. Remember the story of the Bible. The Bible says that we, who are the children of Israel, are the most stiff-necked, hard-headed people. We are stiff-necked and hard-headed. That's what God says about us. We're stiff-necked and hard-headed. And God says in the Bible that all these other nations, they worship their God. They honor their gods. The Asians honor Buddha. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs honor Allah. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we don't honor the Most High God truly. And that's the truth. That's biblical. The Bible says that. Y'all better get into that. I'm telling you, that's the only truth right there. That's the only thing that makes sense. That Bible and putting us in that Bible of that's who he's talking about. That's the only thing that makes sense. There's no other reason why everybody hates us. You got to understand that. Aren't you suspicious on why everybody hates us? Aren't you suspicious why they fed our babies to alligators? People love babies. People love babies. Why did they feed our babies to alligators? Why? Can somebody tell me that? Somebody say, why? Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Did you do me that way? Don't you think it's suspicious how now that everybody's celebrating Michael Jackson, don't you think it's suspicious that Netflix comes out with a documentary talking about Michael Jackson and he did it? Michael Jackson's been dead for what, 20 years now? You just now gonna come out with a fucking documentary 2 weeks after his movie comes out and everybody's celebrating him? Remember, Michael Jackson is a Black American man. They couldn't deal with him actually being that popular. And I'm not even gonna get into that story, but it's all one thing. It's all the same story. Let me pull out a scripture. Fuck it. All praise be to the Most High God. Watch this. Watch how God work. This is my old Bible that I had in prison. Watch how God work. I'm gonna just open up the page to anything, and it's gonna be exactly what it needs to be. Well, this is the name of Joshua right here, so that's important to me. But I'm gonna find something about the children of Israel. Let's see this. Let's go to Old Testament. Let's go to, well, in the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 15, Moses said to them, have you let all the women live? Behold, these, on Balaam's advice, caused the people of Israel to act treacherously against the Lord in the incident of Peor. And so the plague came among the congregation of the Lord. Now, verse 17, we're in the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 17. Now, therefore, kill every male Somebody put that in the chat. Kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known a man by lying with him. But all the young girls who have not known any man by lying with him, keep them alive for yourselves. This is a scripture that's talking about the strategies of warfare, how you kill the men and keep the women alive for concubines and slaves. That's what they're doing to us today. Here it is. Look at this. Chapter 32, the book of Numbers, chapter 32, verse 11. Surely none of the men who came out of Egypt from 20 years old and upwards shall see the land that I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. None except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was gone. He's talking about us. Remember, the children of Israel were not supposed to be in the wilderness for that long. It says here that he made them. Do you understand? Somebody go look that up. The book of Numbers, chapter 32, verse 13. The Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander. Do you know what it means to wander when you're lost? He made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was gone. They weren't supposed to be in the wilderness for 40 years. Talk to me in the chat. I'm going to bring the scriptures out on y'all ass tonight. Fuck that. I'm going to bring the scriptures out on y'all ass. Let me see what else. Let me see what else we got, God. What else do we got? Aaron dies, the bronze serpent. All these are notes that I took in the Bible when I was in prison. I read this whole entire Bible when I was in prison. Stoned on the Sabbath. 40 days equals 40 years. The children will be spared. Yep. According to the number of days in which you spied out the land, 40 days, a year for each day, you shall bear your iniquity 40 years. And you shall know my displeasure. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 34. He made us wander a year for each day that we were supposed to be spying out the land that we were going to. But because we were scared of the people that were in the land of milk and honey, and we didn't believe that the Most High God can protect us and guide us, he made us suffer for 40 years. That's us, guys. That's us. So all this Carmelo Anthony stuff and all this stuff, you wonder why they don't like black people, get into this word. That's who we are. This is God. Remember, nothing happens without God's anointing to do so. Can somebody put that in the chat for me? What up, Solo? Jennifer, I agree. They made us like this. But they act like they want us to get it together. They don't really want us to get it together. They don't want this. They don't want this right here. They don't want that. They really don't want that. Talk to me in the chat. They don't want that. I'm going to read some more scriptures to y'all. The hell is that? God wanted to end us. God was so upset with us that he wanted to completely destroy the children of Israel. Look at the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verses 6 through 12. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, the land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. The protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. Then all the congregation said to stone them with stones. Do you hear this? Joshua and Caleb, who took over after Moses, they were trying to get the people of Israel to freedom and tell them not to be scared and to stand and to boycott. And look what the most of the children of Israel tried to do. They tried to stone them. This is us. They're trying to stone us to this day for trying to get our people together. They've been trying to kill. This is why they've been killing the prophets. This isn't just Jesus who was killed and stoned and betrayed by his own people for trying to tell them the right thing. Verse 10, chapter 14, the book of Numbers. All the congregation said to stone them with stones. And the Lord said to Moses, how long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me in spite of all the signs that I have done among them? Verse 12, I will strike them with pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make a nation greater and mightier than they. But Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it, for you brought this people out in the might of amongst them, and they will tell the inhabitants of the land, they have heard that you, the Lord, are in the midst of this people, for you, our Lord, I have seen face to face. Moses is the one who made sure that the children of Israel weren't completely wiped out and destroyed. God was so frustrated and so fucking through with us, he wanted to destroy our entire people. But Moses came through and said, you know what? No, please. Look, Moses said he wanted to die. The book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 13, Moses says, where am I to get meat to give to all these people? For they weep and cry before me and say, give us meat that we may eat. I am not able to carry all this people alone. The burden is too heavy for me. If you will treat me like this, kill me at once. If I find favor in your sight, that I might not see this wretchedness. Moses in the book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 14 says he asked God to kill him because it was too much for him to try to lead the children of Israel. Don't you understand? That's how much we are. Don't get me talking about how we was twerking in the wilderness in front of a golden calf. Moses went up to the mountain for 40 days to get the 10 commandments. He came down within the 40 days. That's not even a month and a half. The children of Israel were twerking. Somebody put that in the chat. They was down there at the golden calf talking about where all my scamming ass niggas at. God just brought them out of the midst of Egypt, out of the midst of their place of captivity. Within 40 days, when Moses was gone, trying to help them, trying to get them stable, they down there twerking, talking about where the scamming ass niggas. Man, I could go down this entire list. Slavery. We talk about slavery here. Anyway, man, one of these days I'm just gonna break down I'm gonna break it down deeper than that. But you know, I don't really got the time today. I just wanted to talk to you about this quick little Karmelo case. It's not just about the Karmelo case. It's about the Rick Child case. It's about the Chud the Builder case. It's about the George Floyd case. It's about the Trayvon Martin case. It's about the O.J. Simpson case. It's about the Rodney King case. It's about the Martin Luther King. Somebody put that in the chat. It's about Martin Luther King to Rodney King, everything in between, everything before, everything after. It's not just Carmelo Anthony why people are upset and crying. And I understand why people are upset and crying. But remember, don't let these online stories and things that you can't control get you out of your body to where you're not even focused on paying rent. You're not focused on still eating right, you know, doing your little push-ups, getting some sunlight, kissing your family. Don't let these things get you out your body, because that's exactly what the controllers of this entire thing, that's what they want from us. Jay, go look up the story of the golden calf. That's how you're gonna know it was us. You're gonna know it was us. It says we were down there partying. We were partying so loud Somebody tell me that scripture so I can look that up. Just off the top of my head, I don't know what scripture that was. What was that in Deuteronomy? Hold on. The golden calf, the golden calf. The golden calf. Cravings for Egypt. You had them craving. They got taken out of Egypt. God split the Red Sea for them right in front of their face and killed their enemies. And they were crying and begging to go back to Egypt so they could have the spices and the food that they had in Egypt still. What does that sound like? I want my Louis belt, and I want my this, I want my Xbox, and I want my this, and I want my that. Where's that golden calf at, man? I wish I could remember that right off the top of my head. Let me see something. Exodus 32, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Exodus 32. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Yep, the golden calf. Exodus 32, verse 30. Actually, we're going to start at verse 1. Chapter 32, verse 1 through 6. Read. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, listen to this. Moses went up to the mountain to talk to God and to get the 10 commandments so that the people of Israel can be blessed and have some type of structure after their slavery. So when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aaron, which was his brother, and said to him, "Get up, make us gods who shall go before us. As for Moses, the man who brought us out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." Mind you, he was only gone for 40 days. As for Moses, we don't know what has come of him, so make us a god that we can worship. So Aaron said to them, "Take off the rings of gold that are in your ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." Verse 3. So all the people took off their rings of gold that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received the gold from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made a golden calf. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." When Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it. Aaron made a proclamation and said, "Tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord." And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, for your people, whom you have brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They turned aside quickly out of the way that I commanded them. They have made for themselves a golden calf and worshipped it and sacrificed to it." Okay. Verse 9. And the Lord said to Moses, "I have seen this people. Behold, it is a stiff-necked people." Somebody put that in the chat. This is a stiff-necked people. That's us. "Now, therefore, leave me alone, so my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them." But Moses implored the Lord his God and said, "O Lord, why does your wrath burn hot against the people from whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt? Turn from your burning anger and relent from this disaster against your people." I could go deeper into it, but I just need you guys to understand what's really going on. Because if you don't have this understanding, then you're going to be very easily swayed and persuaded and emotionally manipulated by all this stuff that's going on social media. And you're just going to be mad. You're not going to understand why everybody's doing this to black people. Why don't we ever get justice? Why is every nation coming to laugh at us? Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the video. Look, I'm going to show you the video right here. I just got home. I forgot I have my tablet. Look at this video, y'all. Hold on. Put a 7 in the chat if you.
But farmers, we know compromises can be compromising.
Fuck. Put a 7 in the chat if you're ready for this video real quick. Look at this video that I saw a black woman post about Karmelo Anthony. Hold on. Black woman posted this. Where's my hold on. Hold on. 7 in the chat, Jennifer. Look at this. Somebody made this video. Mind you, he just solo. You're gonna love this. He just got sentenced today. Just got found guilty today. Look at this. Look, watch it again. He got baby oil in his hand, baby oil. Now look at this. It's a black woman who posted this, and she's laughing about it. And I follow her actually. I didn't know she was on this. I seen her at a couple weird takes before, but this was the most craziest take I've seen so far. I gotta get to the top. This is just a weird ass bitch. She's a weirdo. Yeah, she's the one who posted this. And I was following her before I went to jail, but I guess she just lost her fucking mind. She posted this laughing, and look, this is how you know you fucked up. Look, first of all, you got Karmelo Anthony. He's in prison with baby oil in his hand. You got all these buff black men, so you're insinuating he's about to get raped in there, right? Look, the internet is undefeated. Ha, 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 ha. And look, you got a bunch of people, and this is me right here. I said, this is funny? I said, is this funny? And look, this is me, New Malcolm X. I said, this is funny. Look at these people. Look at these people. Yes, it's funny. Yes, it's funny. It's hilarious, monkey. Look at that. It's hilarious, monkey. Yep, it sure as shit it. He's gonna get his fudge packed daily. Can y'all read this? Hold on. I need y'all to see this. He's gonna get his fudge packed daily. Yes, nigga. Yes, it's funny. Duh. I was going in on some of these people. It's hilarious. This dude said it's not fucking funny at all. Hilarious. But look at all the people who said it's hilarious. Look, this dude says it's hilarious, of course. So you know you fucked up when you're black and you post something against black people, and these are the type of people who are agreeing with you and talking about, yeah, you go, girl. Look. Daniel Rick Chow. This dude said, yeah, it's fucking funny. And I was gonna leave him a comment and say, I'm gonna call PETA on you because I know you're about to eat that dog. But if I would have said that, then they would have said I'm bullying. But he could say it's hilarious, monkey, that he's gonna get his fudge packed daily. But I can't tell him that I'm afraid he's gonna eat his dog. Look at all these people commenting. Hilarious. Yes, it's hilarious. Absolutely. It's hilarious. Yes. Look at these dudes. These are the people that's saying it's hilarious. Look. These are the people under a black woman's comments agreeing with her. Look at this dude. You know you fucked up when this dude's agreeing with you on racial matters. You think he really cares about the facts of the case? Does this dude look like he really studied the facts of the case? Hell yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. He's going to get graped for 35 years. Look at that. He's going to get graped for 35 years. All the chimps in here, look at that. All the chimps in here saying it's not funny. See, they can call us chimps on here and all this, but if I go in and say anything against a certain group, then, I don't know. I just find it crazy because now you got all these people in your comments. This black woman got all these people in her comments. Look, there goes Karmelo. Look at this dude right here. You got all these white supremacists in your comments, and I'm gonna let you watch the video one more time and tell me how weird this is. You got him in high heels. Look at that. It's funny though, right? Yeah, that's funny. Okay, cool. And guess what? I was appalled at that. I am extremely appalled. But guess what? I understand what's going on. See, if you don't understand what's going on, then you're going to be upset and you're going to want to retaliate and you're going to be going back and forth, heart beating all fast and going back and forth in the comments, leaving long ass responses in the comments, bruh. Fuck. God damn it. Hold on. Keep fucking spilling this fucking drink. Hold on, y'all. Second time I spilled this fucking drink. Oh, hell no. What the fuck? No, sir. No, sir. Hell no. What the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. Hell no. The hell was that? Damn it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. And nobody can tell me that this is not a racial case, guys. Let me just say that one last thing. A few last things before I get out of here. Nobody can tell me that this Karmelo Anthony case is not a racial case. You know how I know this is a racial case? None of these white people would find this funny if it was white on white crime. First of all, this case probably wouldn't have even been this big if it was a white kid stabbed another white kid in a fight. It would have just been an average murder, an average killing, or whatever the case, self-defense, whatever it was. Nobody would make a video of a white kid if he killed another white kid. Nobody would be talking about white on white crime. Nobody would be saying it's hilarious that he went to prison and he's going to get his fudge packed for 35 years. Those conversations wouldn't be had. This conversation, this Karmelo Anthony thing is a deeper conversation. They're getting their rocks off right now by celebrating that a black man went to jail for doing this. That's what's going on. So I need you guys to stay very aware. Stay very aware, guys. I'm going to read some last comments and I'm out of here. Jennifer says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear them from heaven and will forgive them for their sin. Listen to this. And I will restore and heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. He gave us the blueprint. But again, it's so many of us, and we're in such a fucked up predicament that it's gonna be a task. We're gonna have to first come to the conclusion of what's going on. We're going to have to hold each other accountable. We're going to have to hold ourselves accountable, do better ourselves. There's a lot of things that we have to do before this stops. I'm going to tell you like this. Marching isn't going to stop this. Getting upset and busting up cop cars is not going to stop this. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm very, very, very sorry to tell you that, but none of that is going to stop this. The only thing that's going to stop this is holding yourselves accountable, being better, turning back to the Most High God, giving him honor, glory, and praise. That's literally it, guys. I'm sorry to tell you that. And we are going to be all right. It's like Kendrick said. It's like Kendrick said, we going to be all right. But there's some things that's going to have to happen first, y'all. There's some things that's going to have to happen first. But anyway, nobody's leaving any new comments, so I guess I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to say those few things. I'm gonna do a live stream a little bit later about some more of the stuff when the Spirit moves me to do so. You know, I just been trying to get myself right. I just wanted to remind you guys because I love you. I know they're trying to manipulate our energy, so don't let these people manipulate your energy. It's okay to be frustrated about it, but have the understanding and the overstanding of what's going on. Understand and overstand that they are trying to manipulate your energy, so don't let them do it. And, you know, share the message with a fellow Black person. You don't have to share this video, but what I'm telling you right now, please share it with another Black person in your life, whether it's your mom, your dad, your friend, somebody else that you know on social media, a classmate, a Black coworker that you talk to and really trust. Share that message. Share what I said today. Please don't let them psychologically manipulate your emotions to get you to crash out or to chimp out. Samuel said we need to pray to the Father so we can get out of here, so he can judge this place. It's all gonna happen. Remember what Bob Marley said? Bob Marley said, how long will they kill our prophets while we stand beside and look? Some say that's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. We've got to fulfill the book. That's just how long will they kill our prophets while we stand beside and look? Some say that's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. All praises. And with that being said, I'm going to holler at you, man. I do love talking to y'all. I wish I could talk to you more, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. We're going to see what it is. Stay on top. Hallelujah. Until the next time I see you, holler at your boy. And please, vibrate higher. Oh, and Bryce, I started using AI to do thumbnails. I guess I might as well join the party. You said I need to do better thumbnails, and so I'm going to start doing AI thumbnails, I guess. If you guys like it, let me know. If you don't like it, I'll just, but it's got to start. So far, it's got me a little bit more traction. I've only done it on 2 videos, but we'll see. Anyway, holla at your boy. Please vibrate higher.